Hello my dear children, welcome once again. Children, in our previous class we discussed the story A Tiger in the House written by Ruskin Bond. We discussed the second scene. Today we will discuss the third scene of the same story. But before going to the third scene, let us discuss something that we already read in the second scene. So here are some of the important points just for you to recall what we have read. Grandmother named the tiger cub as Timothy. The cook, Mahmoud, fed Timothy. Initially, when Timothy was a cub, a baby tiger, he was very friendly with the two other pets of the house. Who were the two pets? One was Toto, a monkey, and the other one was a mongrel puppy. But as he grew up to the size of a full grown up retriever, he became dangerous. Gradually, Timothy was showing its wild characters. At this point in time, the grandfather decided now to shift Timothy to a zoo. Thus, he took him to a zoo, and the nearest zoo was in Lucknow. Children, before going to start the third scene, let us know what is the plot of the scene and who are the characters here. In the third scene, the plot is in the Lucknow Zoo, where grandfather left Timothy. And the characters are grandfather himself. There were two keepers of the zoo. Remember children, two keepers of the zoo, and the next character are some spectators who came to the zoo for just a visit. Okay children? Now children, all of you open your books when I am having a model reading of this much of the third scene. Okay dear children, let us read it out. About 6 months later, when grandparents were visiting relatives in Lucknow, grandfather took the opportunity of calling at the zoo to see how Timothy was getting on. I was not there to accompany him, but I heard all about it when he returned to Dehra. Okay children, the next paragraph. Arriving at the zoo, grandfather made straight for the particular case in which Timothy had been locked up. The tiger was there, crouched in a corner, full grown and with a magnificent striped coat. Okay children, next one. Hello Timothy, said grandfather, and climbing the railing with ease, he put his arm through the bars of the cage. The tiger approached the bars and allowed grandfather to put both hands around his head. Grandfather stroked the tiger's forehead and ticked his ear, and whenever he growled, smacked him across the mouth, which was his old way of keeping him quiet. He licked grandfather's hands and only sprang away when a leopard in the next case snarled at him. Grandfather shooed the leopard away, and the tiger returned to lick his hands. But every now and then the leopard would rush at the bars and the tiger would slink back to his corner. A number of people had gathered to watch the reunion when a keeper pushed his way through the crowd and asked grandfather what he was doing. I am talking to Timothy, said grandfather. Were not you here when I gave him to the Jew 6 months ago? I have not been here very long, said the surprised keeper. Please continue your conversation, but I have never been able to touch him myself. He is always very bad-tempered. Why don't you put him somewhere else? Suggested grandfather. That leopard keeps frightening him. I'll go and see the superintendent about it. Children, today we are going to discuss this much of the third scene. Before going to explain it, let us have a look over the unfamiliar words that you may come across while reading this part. Okay, children? Here are some unfamiliar words that I have collected for you. Opportunity. Remember, children, opportunity. It means chance. Next, magnificent means splendid, awesome, super. With ease means with a comfort, comfortably. Okay. Approached means came closer, came nearer. Stroked means touched. Touched as we touch the back or the furs of any of our pet. Just like touching a dog, we are playing with the furs. That is stroked. Growled or snarled, both have the same meaning, which means showed angry teeth. When animals feel angry, when they feel irritated, they show their teeth just to create a fear. So that is called growled or snarled. Smack means slapped or gave a stroke. Not tightly but affectionately. Okay, dear children? Now, children, let us understand what is the summary of this part of the story. As we all know that grandfather, he left Timothy in the Lucknow Zoo. Isn't it, children? Grandfather left Timothy in the Lucknow Zoo. As a gift, he gave Timothy a well-fed, fairly civilized tiger to the Jew authorities. They were quite pleased also. Now, after around 6 months, when the writer's grandparents, they got a chance to go to Lucknow again, grandfather thought of meeting with Timothy, wanted to see how Timothy was brought up there, isn't it? So, after around 6 months, he visited, he means here grandfather, visited the Jew once again. As the Jew was quite familiar with the grandfather, after reaching there, he straightly went to the same cage. The same cage where Timothy was locked up earlier. Grandfather जेतेबेले जू रे जाएगी पहुंचिले सीधा सड़क से जाएगी पहुंचिले से जो पर्टिकुलर केस पाखरे से जो पर्टिकुलर पिंजरा पाखरे जोठी की पूर्व थर टिमोथी को रखा जायथिला. When he reached there, he saw that a tiger was crouched there. Isn't it, children? Look. When he reached the Jew, he found that in that case, in a corner of that case, a tiger was crouched. Now, how was the tiger now? Meanwhile, 6 months had passed. 6 maso biti golani. Bartaman, the tiger, it is a full-grown, a big size, a normal-sized tiger with magnificent striped coat. You must have seen a tiger. Have not you? देखिचो ना पिला माने टाइगर को केमितिया थाए गोटे बड़ आकार टाइगर जदि थिबो ताहले देखिबो बहुत सुंदरिया हे थाए येलो कलर्ड बॉडी ता ऊपर स्ट्राइप्स गारो गुडा को पड़ी थाए विथ ब्लैक कलर्स. Now as Timothy he has grown up to a full big sized tiger. He had also developed that black stripes, yellow color with black stripes. It was really very magnificent, super. Grandfather saw that tiger. Okay. Then when he saw that tiger, he was feeling very happy. Wow! Now, Timothy, it is a grown-up tiger. Very beautiful, looking like a wild royal tiger. Isn't it? बहुत सुंदर देखा गला. Hello, Timothy, said grandfather. The moment grandfather met with Timothy, he wished, "Hello, Timothy, how are you?" It was a style of talking with Timothy. Sange sange beto ho. Hello, Timothy. He started, and climbing the railing with ease, with a comfort, he stepped very closer to the cage bars. पिंजरा रो जो बार गुडा को थाए खाड़ी गुडा को थाए से पाखो को बहुत सहज जाके पहुंची गले with a comfort, and put his arm through the bars of the cage. He put his arms through the bars of the cage. He put his hands through the bars of the cage. पिंजरा भितर को निजर हाथ गुडा को भर्ती करिकी ग्रैंडफादर टिमोथी को बड़ श्रद्धार सहित डाकिले. हेलो टिमोथी विश कले. The tiger also approached, came closer, as if it responded to the call of grandfather. Grandfather जेमती ताकू बड़ श्रद्धार सहित डाकिले ठीक सेमिथि टिमोथी मध्य रेस्पोंड कला आउ बार पाखकू से जो केज रो बार पाखकू से मध्य आसिला. अप्रोच्ड एंड he also allowed grandfather to put both hands around his head. Both of the hands, with both of his hands, grandfather was trying to touch Timothy's forehead. Timothy ro mundada ko chuile. Grandfather stroked the tiger's forehead, as we are normally doing with any of our pets, especially with dogs. Normally आम घर गुडा करे पेट माने डॉग ही रखा जाए. कुकुर रो कपाड़ को जेमती आउंसा अंडला करा जाए ठीक से ही परी grandfather stroked the tiger's forehead, played with the fur of the tiger, touched the tiger, ticked his ears, pulled his ears. तार कान को धरिकी टाणिले. Grandfather, he was fondling Timothy. He was giving his love and affection to the tiger. And whenever he growled, whenever the tiger felt a little different, whenever he was trying to show its anger, was showing his teeth, grandfather smacked him across the mouth, slapped him on his mouth. It is normal. आमे जेते बेले आम घरे थिबा कुकुर किबा बिल्ली को मध्य तार लांगड़ धरि की टाणुछंती, कानटा को मोडुछंती, टिके भिडिया पई चेष्टा करछंती. बेले बेले से माने कोन विरक्त हो जांती. विरक्त हे के आम ऊपर रागी की से माने दांत देखांती, विरक्त भावटा को शो करंती. Just in the same way, Timothy the tiger, it was also sometimes growled. At that time, grandfather smacked him across his mouth. से समय ताको अटकेबा पाई ग्रैंडफादर ताको गोटे चापड़ाडे मार दियंती पाटी पाखकू, which was his old way of keeping him quiet. How grandfather was able to do so? Was not he feeling the fear? No, because grandfather was habituated with all these things. he was quite acquainted with Timothy. When Timothy was a cub, at that time also grandfather used to do the same things. In order to make him quiet, he used to smack him across the mouth. So this time also he was doing just the same. एथर मध्य grown up Timothy को से भलिया ही behavior देखौचंदी. The tiger, how the tiger responded? The tiger also started licking grandfather's hands, which also shows that the tiger who responded. Grandfather को ए भलिया जो स्नेह सो से करूथले, tiger टा मध्य ठीक से भलिया ही respond कला, and he started licking. What do you mean by licking? Taking the test with the help of a tongue. जोड़ा के हमें को हु चट्टीबा. The tiger started licking the hands of grandfather, but this did not continue for a long. Only sprang away when a leopard in the next case snarled at him. Now, to the very next case, in the zoo there was a leopard, and sometimes the leopard snarled at the tiger, and that was the reason why the tiger was feeling afraid. When the tiger was licking the hands of grandfather, sometime or the other, the leopard, it came and snarled at the tiger. This was the reason why the tiger sprang back. पाखेरे थिबा अन्य एक पिंजरा भितरे गोटे लियोपार्ड टे थिला. जेते बेले से टाइगर टा ग्रैंडफादर को सहित गेलो होतुला, लियोपार्ड टा ताकू टिके विरक्त शो करथुला. स्नैल्ड, ग्रोल्ड, एंग्री साउंड शो करूथुला. And hearing such behavior or hearing the growling sound of the leopard, the tiger sprang back. पछकु से फेरी आसुथुला. आउ जे जेपा को पाखकु जाई पारु नथुला. Grandfather shooed the leopard away. Drove away the leopard away. Grandfather drove away the leopard. Hey, ja. Because he was aware of the fact that the leopard, it was creating some kind of trouble for the tiger. So he was trying to drive the leopard away. The leopard went away, but after some time again repeated the same thing. Looking at the leopard, again the tiger was feeling frightened. He was feeling afraid of. This happened. The leopard would rush at the bars and the tiger would slink back to his corner. Whenever again the leopard came back, showed its anger, the tiger, it slinked back to his corner, returned back to his corner. This thing happened again and again. Grandfather, now he felt a little bit irritated. Why this leopard? It was trying to make my tiger frightened. He was feeling bad for that. Meanwhile, what happened? Now, grandfather was not a single person in the zoo. There were some more spectators also. Some more viewers, they also came for a visit to the zoo. Now, they saw that a person, a human being and a tiger, they are united. Look, a number of people gathered to watch the reunion. What is the reunion? What is the reunion here? The reunion is of a human being and of a tiger, which was quite abnormal. Okay, so lots of people gathered around there, and in order to make everything comfortable, in order to make everything right, a keeper came. Look, a keeper. I told you earlier that in the characters there were two keepers. This keeper is keeper number 2. Okay, dear children, I'll tell you about the keeper 1 also. So, a keeper, he tried to put everything in right. He came, and when he also saw that a human being, he was fondling a tiger. When he also saw that grandfather, he has put his hands into the cage, into the bars of the cage, he also felt a little awkward. He also asked, "What are you doing?" He also asked grandfather, what was he doing? He asked, "Hello gentlemen, what are you doing? Are you trying to play with a tiger? Is it normal?" No. The keeper himself was frightened. He was feeling very terrified. से जो कीपर टाकू मध्य भय लागि गला. से ग्रैंडफादर को पचारछि, आपण कोन करूछंदी? टाइगर केज भीतर आपण हाथ मारछंदी, कोन करूछंदी आपण? Grandfather answered, "I am talking to Timothy," said grandfather. "Were not you there when I handed it over to the zoo authorities? It was my tiger. About 6 months ago, I gave this tiger to this zoo. Don't you remember?" Grandfather told the zookeeper how grandfather, he was fondling with the tiger. His hands were inside the cage, and how the keeper showed his surprise. Okay, dear children. Then the keeper apologized. What he said? He said, "Sorry sir, I have not been here since I have not been here very long. Sorry sir, I had no idea." Keeper निजर भूल को ग्रहण करछंदी. से कहिछंदी, "Sir, I had no idea about you giving this tiger to the zoo." Okay. Then you continue your conversation. The keeper said so, but the keeper remarked something. What he said? Keeper कहिछंदी, कोन कहिछंदी? "I have never been able to touch him myself. Sir, although I am a keeper of this zoo, I never touched this tiger myself. Why? Because he is always very bad-tempered. This tiger is always very bad-tempered." तेणु कीपर कहिछंदी, "मु मध्य निजे केबे ए टाइगर को टच करी नाही, because the tiger was very angry, very bad-tempered." "Why don't you put him somewhere else?" suggested grandfather. Grandfather gave one more suggestion. One more thing disturbed grandfather. What was it? Yes, that stupid leopard. Grandfather suggested the keeper, "Okay, why don't you shift the tiger to some other cage? Because the leopard, it always keeps frightening the tiger." He said so. But afterwards, grandfather told that, no, I'll go and meet the superintendent myself and will tell about all these problems. Okay, dear children, so this is all about this part of our scene 3 of this story. Children, let us now discuss some questions for your better understanding. Okay, dear children? Answer the following questions in a word or a phrase. Okay, question number 1. Where was the zoo? Yes, very good. In Lucknow. The zoo was in Lucknow. Okay. Number 2. When did grandfather visit the zoo again? Yes, about 6 months after. Okay, about 6 months after. Next, number 3. Who said, "Hello, Timothy"? Very good, grandfather. Okay, number 4. Why did grandfather shoo the leopard away? Very good, because it snarled at the tiger. Okay, children. Next question. Why did grandfather suggest to put Timothy somewhere else? Tell me. What was the reason? Why did grandfather suggest to put Timothy somewhere else? Very good. Because the leopard frightens him. The leopard frightens Timothy. Okay, children. Okay. Next, question number 6. Who was crouched in a corner? Very good. The tiger. The tiger was crouched. Isn't it? Number 7. Please continue your conversation. Who said this? Very good. The keeper. Okay, children. Number 8. Why did a number of people gathered? Very good. Because they saw the reunion. They were surprised. Okay. To watch the reunion. Okay, dear children. Next, fill in the blanks using the words given in the bracket. You have to fill in the blanks taking the help of the words. Okay. Question number 1. Writer's grandparents were visiting relatives in dash. Very good. Lucknow. So first one is Lucknow. Okay. Number 2. I was not there to dash him. Yes. Accompany him. Okay, children. Number 3. The tiger was there with a dash striped coat. Very good. Magnificent. Okay, dear children. Number 4. Grandfather dashed the tiger's forehead. Very good. Stroked. Okay, children. Number 5. Grandfather dashed the leopard away. Very good. Shooed. Okay, dear children. Let us move next. Write true or false. You have to write T for true and F for false. Okay. Number 1. Timothy and grandfather went to Lucknow in a special compartment. True or false? Very good. True. So T. Okay. Number 2. After 6 months, writer went to the zoo. Tell me. No, writer did not accompany them. So it is false. F. Okay. Number 3. The tiger was not there in the cage. Is it true? No, it is also false. The tiger was there in the cage, crouched there. Okay. Number 4. The tiger approached the bars. Yes, true. Approached. Came nearer. Number 5. A monkey in the next case snarled at the tiger. Was it a monkey? No, it was a very good leopard. So this statement is again false. Okay, dear children, hope you understood what I discussed today. So this much for today, children. The rest part we will discuss in our next class. Thank you, children. Bye bye.